I think we're off and running. What you currently hear now is the disembodied voice of me, Richard, with Legend Studios LHVP. The P is for publishing. What's going on, everybody? I'm here, and so is
me.
her. That one. Another disembodied voice. Ooh, he's spooky. I hope everybody's doing well. I know things are kind of nutty right now.
Yeah.
So I hope you're taking care of yourselves. But just be safe out there. Anyway, what you're currently looking at is the cover for Hall of Vengeance #1. Now this is going to be one of 2 covers. And this is the quicker cover.
It really is, because you're like halfway done.
Yeah.
Halfway? Yeah. You're almost halfway done, yeah. Because like the other one is crazy.
Yeah, I'm bummed.
Oh, and I don't think we told anyone. We ended up recovering all the files that we thought we lost last year. Everything is back.
Oh yeah.
So your original cover for this is back, which means you can still do it. Yay!
Yeah, crazy story. So I guess with our Mac, when we were doing the update to what's the new one, Catalina,
I was
on the Mac.
Corona.
Yeah.
It might as well be. Jesus Christ.
He's a brewski. The Catalina, we thought, and according to Apple support, wiped all of our files. Come to find out, the Mac took all of our files and dumped it into a file with my name on it under users.
Yeah.
Which was crazy because when I was going through there, I saw the file. I don't have anything saved on here. This is Bat's computer. I opened it up, and there was all of the work that we thought we had lost just sitting there.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, since we're basically in shutdown right now, I need to go through and not only delete the stuff we no longer need, but put all of that crap on the external. You'd think I would have done that already, but I guess I can do it.
Yeah.
I guess I can do it tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow.
I gotta do that too. So anyway, what you see here, and I'm gonna kind of talk about this a little bit because I don't want to be anal retentive Joe, but with the covers, a few years ago, I ended up going back to college. Well, I guess it's been 7 years. 7 years now. Holy smokes! So yeah. 7 years ago, I went back to college because I damaged my spinal cord, and I went back to college. And one of the classes I took, we broke down traditional classic art, and what we broke down was how it was designed to draw your eyes to a certain part of the painting, a focal point.
Yeah, kind of like the triangle method.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that in school too.
So we decomposed artwork, and it was really interesting to see. Of course, the one I did had 3 different focal points, which was a lot of fun. But that's the one thing that, with a lot of my artwork, I try to make sure there is a flow. And I have some work up here that, some samples up here by Wallace Woods, or Wally Wood, of EC Comics fame, and the guy who saved Daredevil, basically, in the comics. And then some sort of Steranko stuff and samples. And they have really good flow. So between that and what I learned, I try to do in every panel on every cover a flow. And this one here, even though it's in the background, this flow goes to the Headless Horse woman. And there's a reason why it's a Headless Horse woman. Because it's she, and she's right there. But even with my line work, I try to have everything draw your eye. And if you look at a lot of artwork today in the comic industry, and this goes for mainstream stuff also, especially on the covers, they're just images. There's no flow, there's no direction. They're just put there, and it's.
I hope you kind of just spit on your paper.
I didn't.
I said I hope you did.
I didn't. There.
No.
Anyway, and it's a little disappointing that they don't do anything to actually draw your eye. And you can have a single character, and you can still have a good flow, and you don't want anything static where your eyes.
You know when I think a good example of single characters with a really good flow, pinup art. And Olivia and Vargas are really good examples of that. And so is it's not pinup art, but Rockwell.
Oh, Norman Rockwell, yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, he did do pinup art, I think. Yeah. No, did he? I don't know what he did. Well, I know what he did. I don't know if he did pinup art, but he has a really good flow with single characters, especially when you look at his what is it, Sunday that paper that he did.
Saturday Evening Post.
Saturday Evening Post. A lot of those were one characters, and they were really good. And they were actually like single characters, but they were whole scenes.
Yeah, yeah. You can always tell when you have a good flow because your eyes, no matter where you look, subconsciously they should be drawn to a certain image. And so what I've done is with the headstones, even the jack-o'-lantern, the way he's angled, goes up, hits the branch, and goes right towards the headless horsewoman. And if it goes up any further, the title, Hall of Vengeance, hits the other branch and comes down the arm, and there she is. Straight up and around, everything flows, so this is a framed piece. So it's really important that, I mean, for me anyway, whether it's just a cover or a panel, your eyes are constantly moving.
I think it's interesting because I do it subconsciously. I don't actively try and make a focal point. A lot of the times I think it just happens, and even if I don't think it does, you kind of go in there and you're like, oh, well, you know, it flows because of the hair, because of like a wing, or because of the background. It just like angles everything. I don't actively search it out. I never do. And it's just something that I think just happens when I draw it. It might not always happen, which may be why I don't like certain panels. I'm not really sure. I know I don't actively search it out, but it's interesting that you do.
Yeah, it's weird because I'll actually see a panel that I've drawn, and if it's static, it goes bye-bye. And the one thing also with some of the samples that I have up here, word bubbles, eye focus, all of that can direct the reader's eyes as well.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why I hate lettering so much, because I do the lettering for all our comics. I am not a letterer. I'm not good at it. I have a very hard time trying to figure out where to put the word bubbles and like the font size, and it's the biggest pain in the butt. And I don't like doing it. I don't like doing lettering. And in fact, when I finally get around to it, hopefully at the end, after October when all these issues come out, I'm gonna get back onto Kitty and Bats. And Kitty and Bats 4 has almost no dialogue, and it's gonna be interesting to try and figure that out, because I'm gonna have sound effects, maybe, but I'm thinking I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. It's probably gonna be the first issue that we have with absolutely no dialogue, no narrating, because the way I have the story laid out, you don't need it. So I don't know, it's gonna be interesting, but for sure, yeah, like the way you have word bubbles definitely affects the flow of your page, because if it's too big, or if it's too small, or if it's in a weird spot, it'll break the flow. Right.
But that's the one thing is, and you mentioned you're not a letterer. I'm not much of a letterer either, more of an artist. So your image, what you create, should be what motivates your eyes moving across the paper.
Yeah.
Your artwork should tell a story, and it should focus on your focal point. And I've seen a lot where one character, the hair can direct, you know, to the face.
Yeah.
The way the body is posed, the curves, the elbows bent. I mean, there's
Literally
a lot.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you draw, and this happens, I see it on DC Comics, I see it on Marvel Comics, I see it in the industry. They just draw, and it's just it's static. It's stagnant. It's just there. Your eyes just sit there, and it's a very, very uninteresting piece of art. So with me, even my line work all leads, you know, from this branch, from these branches, from this branch here, they all lead and direct to the character in the background. Even though these are larger, because of the direction, and that's another reason why it takes me a while, because sometimes it doesn't work like that, so I have to start all over again. And that's happened on more than one occasion, unfortunately, because it messes up everybody else's schedule and the release of the comics, because people have to wait for me. But you know, it's like they say with comics, you know, once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that. So right now I'm just doing a little bit of line work. There's just a little too much white. It's supposed to be nighttime, and there's just too much. So what I decided to do was keep some of the white highlights on the inside of the cape, and put the line work on the horsey. So that is what I'm doing now, and that is what you're seeing currently. And I got to be careful I don't do too much, but there definitely needs to be some line work to minimize the highlights. And granted, it's at nighttime and there's a lot of heavy shadows and it's dark, there's no street lights or anything. Batty still has to go in and add colors.
Yeah.
And you know, if she doesn't have highlights or anywhere to focus, now you have another flat image with the colors. So
yeah, and that's one of my biggest challenges when coloring his stuff, is that he does so much line work and there's so many heavy shadows, which is fine. It's really, you know, it works for what he does, but it's a challenge for me because if you see, like, there's a few examples I can think of, none I want to name, but it is entirely possible for a colorist to ruin a piece of art.
oh, absolutely.
And it happens a lot. And it's interesting because you can have the same, like, piece of art illustrated by a very talented colorist, and then that same piece is done by someone who's not as skilled or has, like, different coloring style, and it's like, it's almost like it was illustrated by a different artist.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one piece I'm thinking of, but I'm not going to name names, but it's really interesting, and that's my biggest concern whenever I color his stuff, is I don't want to take away anything. I don't want to, you know, muddy up his line work. And then, like, the colors I typically work in for my stuff definitely do not work with his style. So with Hollow Vengeance in particular, I have to go with more, like, muted colors, and I'm going to end up probably doing a style that I haven't really done before. So it's going to be a lot of trial and error with apparently the cover, which is probably going to be the first thing I color. But, yeah. On a side note, I've just been... we were talking about, like, the line, like, the focal points and everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys just want to go on Yahoo and just key in worst comic book covers, oh, I'm just having a blast. Some of these are horrendous. And a lot of them, oh, no, apparently not. I was going to say, a lot of them are from, like, the older older era of comics, but nope, not all of them. A lot of them, because I think we can all agree that a lot of the older issues have some pretty crap covers. But I mean, it's, you know, I guess part of the time. It's just like the way it was done.
And that's the thing, is your cover is what draws the viewer, the reader, the viewer, because they're viewing, to your comic. And
it's rare nowadays that you and I even see a cover that's like, oh, damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, no. Which is interesting because some of our favorite artists have, well, no. Some of the artists that I used to really like have now become cover artists, and their covers aren't that good anymore. They're very, like, same. So it's like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't like a lot of the covers coming out anymore.
yeah, very...
I didn't say, sorry I cut you off.
No, that's fine.
What the fucking, what am I looking at?
This microphone's pretty sensitive.
Oh, sorry. What am I looking at? Oh, that's crazy. There's a Spider-Man cover, and the art style is. There's nothing wrong with the art style. It's just kind of hard to figure out the anatomy on what this guy did.
I know I want to see.
Trying to figure out like where the leg starts.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, there's no flow. I mean, where are your eyes going?
It's going right to the legs.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
Which it should go to the face, but it's like I can't stop staring at the legs. What happened?
So anyway, that's our 2 cents on cover art for comic books. That's why I do what I do the way I do it, and why it takes me so long. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people that do the work on flow and everything like that, and don't take as long.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What do you mean? What I mean?
Let's see. I think for right now, that's probably all I'm going to do for the horse. I still need to fill in some of the black areas. Boy. I still have to add in some more. I think that might be all I'm going to do on the headless horsewoman. This is going to get shadow and line work, and then I still have some background. I got the fog to put in, and then all the line work. So I think that's all I'm going to do there. The other day I posted a link to our video. Was our video? Yeah, I think it was our video. Oh, our YouTube channel. Oh. And I said, you know, do what you can to support small businesses and independent artists and art and musicians. I mean, anybody who's small business independent. But now it's gotten so crazy, you got to do what you can to support everybody, you know, because I look how many places are closing up.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know, not only here in the U.S., but we have people that, you know, watch us in a couple other countries, and you know, it's all over the world. So, yeah, I really can't wholeheartedly say, oh, make sure you go out there and support small business and independent artists, and because now everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah.
You know, it's just very unfortunate it got to this point, but anyway, so I guess I'm going to turn this a little bit and get started on this tree, this trunk rather, which ought to be, looking forward to doing the tree. Jeez. And I got this tape from Michael's. Man, this tape is garbage. It eats the paper. Oh my gosh, just craziness. All right. Well, this is the other thing that takes me a while is the line work and where I'm going to put it and how much white I'm going to have facing the moon. So the line work will go this way. And then, of course, all the line work on the headstones. The line work on the pumpkin.
What?
The pumpkin with a face.
Oh, I see. You looked over at me to try and get a rise.
Yeah. Did it work?
No, because I wasn't paying attention.
The pumpkin with a face.
Slap!
Quiet, you.
I'm going to spill your coffee all over, and then you can start again.
With kids, because you'll be dead.
If it's not by you, then it's by the virus.
Then I win.
I win. I don't have to go to work anymore. I work
Oh,
at
you'll
a
go to work.
No, I work at a grocery store. I have to go to work anyway. It's awful.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm actually waiting for them to shut down my department. Because we're kind of not So I specifically work in the bakery department. And if you guys have been to a grocery store recently, my department's not being touched. But it's like I still have a lot of work to do. And I don't know what's going on with donations because it wasn't picked up for like 2 days. So that means all the stuff that I'm stealing out that goes to donation is about to be thrown in the garbage. And that's 4 shopping carts worth of food. And there's like a rule that's like if it doesn't get donated the day it expires, it goes in the garbage. So we're already kind of pushing it. But we're almost wasting money and food at this point. We literally are. Because it's not getting donated.
Right.
And if it's not getting donated, then it's costing us money. And like the only thing my department's really selling is like French bread and garlic bread, which I don't really understand. But I think our employees in my department could be better utilized, you know, in the departments that need help, which is every other department.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. It's really weird. The manager of my department has even said that our hours for our department are going to get cut, and to make up the hours that we need for like insurance and stuff, and for a paycheck to help out in the departments that need it. So I actually I'm going to end up working multiple departments when I go back to work, which is interesting because aside from the pizza department, I haven't been trained in any other department. So it's going to be, is this a help or a hindrance? And what's going to happen with my job, during this whole time. So, I don't know, it's weird. But,
Yeah, this whole thing is uncharted territory.
Yes. And kudos to my store, and for all grocery stores, who have managed to take things kind of under control by controlling the customers. My store now has they form a queue outside of the store and only let in a certain number of people at a time, and they've limited I guess limited isn't even the right word at this point. They're rationing out certain items to customers, so you can only buy like 2 bottles of hand sanitizer if we ever get it back in, of masks, of gloves. You can only buy 2 per family. But they don't have that same ration on water, toilet paper, or like paper goods in general, or bleach. So I'm wondering how long it's going to be before they start rationing that off, because that's kind of a big item that everybody needs. Not just like hand sanitizer, like you're better off using freaking soap. But
yeah.
My store got hit hard this past Friday, and I don't know what happened Saturday because I wasn't there, but they quickly got things under control by Sunday when I went back, and the queue started forming outside. But things are so insane that 2 of my managers have already been threatened by people who are like, why aren't you opening your store? You're supposed to be 24 hours. What do you mean you're not opening at 5? What do you mean it's only supposed to be, you're not opening until 7? And it's one of those things where it's like, you probably have just a stockpile of crap at your house. So, shut up.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting because I do have the company I work for, I do have them on Facebook, and they've been posting a lot on like their hours and what they're doing, you know, at least for the end of the month or until they get the all clear, until they have supplies back in stock. And I go through the comments section, I don't know why, but a lot of the people are very supportive, but a lot of them are also suggesting the first hour for the elderly.
I was going to bring this up. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I have my own opinions about it, but I did see that there are several chains that are doing this. And I guess I've been proven wrong, because there are companies out there that are allowing the first hour of their operating hours for the elderly to get their supplies. And the reason I had an issue with this is, there's a few reasons. One is because the elderly are the most vulnerable to this virus, so they shouldn't be out at all.
Absolutely, absolutely.
They shouldn't be out. And I know it's not, like, realistic for everyone, because not, as sad as it is, not every elderly couple or person has family or friends around, and I get it.
Well, you can do what we do, and that is checking on the neighbor. That's what we did.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, like our neighbor is retired, and I don't know how old he is, but he's, you know, within the area of the people affected by the virus, and the people that are getting on Facebook and commenting and saying, oh, have 1 hour available, you're young enough, from what I can see, to volunteer to buy their food for them, since you're going to be out anyway. And it's not, I'm not saying, like, dump your own money into it. Like, if you can, cool, but if not, just pay for it, and then when you deliver it to them, get their payment. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can, or just do it to be nice. Like, I wasn't gonna charge our neighbor. I was just gonna pick up his stuff for him, but he didn't need anything. And then some people are also saying that, like, the lines are too long to wait. I get it. I don't, you know, not every place is the same. My line, at the location that I work at, the line is maybe 10 minutes. And
that's because they've controlled the amount of people going in.
Yeah, and everyone's different. The wait's not that long. So unless you can't stand for more than 10 minutes, why are you even out shopping? Like, does it take you 10 minutes to do your shopping? No. Like, probably longer. So, I don't know. I have a lot of conflicted feelings for that. I don't think the elderly need to be out. If you're one of the people that are actually, like, no, they need 1 hour to themselves, maybe just do the humane thing and buy their food for them.
Yeah, because just think, if this keeps up, soon there's going to be rationing.
Yeah. Oh, and that was, yeah. There should be rationing already. With how much people are hoarding, it's ridiculous. Rationing should have been in place by now. But the other thing was, with how much people are panicking and with how ridiculous and irritating people can be, my coworkers are constantly getting yelled at. My managers have been threatened, like death threats. Like, death threats by people. You really want the elderly going out and risking the chance of getting mugged and beaten so they can be the first in line. They're going to be, they're such easy targets. So it's just best to not have them out at all. Like,
Yeah, and just think, if you do the shopping for a few of your neighbors, those are a few extra people that aren't standing in line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all common sense. But common sense apparently has gone out the window. And you know what? I'm not. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Common sense. If you're going to, anyway. Yeah, I'm going to go all sideways on this. And that's,
Yeah.
we just want everybody to be safe out there, to use common sense. Otherwise, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
And not so much because of the novel coronavirus, because people are being asses.
Yeah.
And it's.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I still wanted to not talk about this because I'm actually so close to dumping Facebook because I'm so sick of seeing it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Instagram a lot more. Let me tell you.
Yes, so am I. Oh my god. I actually might delete Facebook. I'm so tired of it.
Well, you have your personal page.
Yeah,
We have the business up there, so
Yeah.
it's, otherwise I'd have dumped this.
Well, I mean that's why I don't care about whether or not I keep it. It's just, and that's why I wanted to avoid it because it's like it's either a joke about it, which is fine, or it's like an update, or it's.
But most of the
check your
updates are
sources.
wrong.
I know.
Jeez.
And there's like so many different sources where it's like, well, which one's right at this point? Like, who do you listen to?
The best thing is do your own research.
Yeah.
You go to the World Health Organization website, your medical provider.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best. If you're going to the news or Facebook
Yeah.
or Twitter, you're part of the problem.
Yeah. And I think there's only one thing that I shared about it, and it was like gargling or like drinking water, like this distilled vinegar or something.
Right.
And although I don't fully agree, like, oh my god, it'll cure corona, which is what it technically said. So I shared it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting, whatever. Like, I don't think it actually cures corona, but it is good for you to drink vinegar. It actually is.
The apple cider vinegar?
Yeah, and not like straight vinegar. Jesus Christ. Like, water it down a little bit. But it is actually beneficial for the human body to drink it. Like,
right.
That's actually proven. Although it probably won't kill the virus, it can actually, like, help cleanse your digestive system. It is good for you.
Right.
And the only reason I saw that is because somebody commented a source link or something, and I didn't even bother clicking it. I'm just like, no, thank you. But yeah, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
I am definitely over it.
So yeah, it's time to start using some common sense, people, and
Yeah. Also, if you don't want to go out, they're still doing deliveries. So order off of Amazon or an online store that has the ability to ship right now. If they can't ship, then they'll let you know and you can try a different source.
Right. Now I did see that Amazon is going to be limiting their warehouse stock to medical, home essentials, and something else, and they're not stocking up on much else outside of that. So.
But it's still something.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I'm saying is they're limiting what it is, but they're limiting it to what people actually need in a situation like this.
Yeah.
So, anyway, just everybody out there, be safe. Use common sense. I guess we have to say, wash your hands. I mean,
I refuse.
You're adults.
I refuse. They posted that crap at my work, not in the bathroom for everyone, but in the break room just for the employees. And it was...
Ouch.
And this was actually circling on Facebook, too. The list of songs with the choruses that are 20 seconds long for you to sing in your head in order for you to wash your hands for 20 seconds. And I'm like, that's interesting. Cool. I learned this in elementary school.
Shit.
Where the hell have you people been?
Yeah.
I can go on forever about that, so I won't. But, yeah. I'm not telling people to wash their hands. If you don't know better, then have fun getting the virus. Because there's no hope for you. Sorry. If you don't wash your hands, you kind of...
You had it coming.
natural selection then. Sorry.
And I think this little bit will just about wrap it up because it's been about 25 minutes or so. And definitely want to get a little something because it was supposed to go up Tuesday night, but it was a little chilly. I couldn't feel my fingers.
Yeah, it gets cold in here.
Yeah, studio gets chilly. So I want to get something up. We're supposed to have our Q&A tomorrow night for the next video.
Ouch, excuse me.
But we'll see how it goes. Maybe we will, maybe we won't.
We can always push it to Friday if we need to give, since this is going up a day late.
We could do that also. So
Yeah.
because we don't want to fall too far behind. But
we might not need one. So if you guys want us to do a Q&A for Thursday, for tomorrow, you can ask us a question, leave a comment, an idea, anything in the comment section, and we can answer it Thursday if we have time. If something comes up, then we can do it Friday. Or if we only get like one question, we'll hold it until next Thursday.
So be sure to like and share our video. We would definitely appreciate that. We are still, once we hit 50 subscribers, I think we're going to do a giveaway.
You want to do a giveaway?
Yeah, I think we're at 21 right now.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
And I think that would be nice to do.
Yeah.
Bats is just for those of you that are still waiting.
I'm finishing it today. Yay! I'm finishing up Ray and BB-8 today. I'm almost done with BB-8. It was the last piece I had to do, and then it'll be done. And I'm so happy because I don't have to look at it anymore.
So once that's done, I know there's a couple people waiting. It's just been, crazy around here.
Yeah.
And we will get that sent out. And then a couple other things she's working on. Should be a lot of fun. May post those for one of her videos coming up. And maybe we'll just keep it as a surprise. Who knows? Okay, so...
Actually, I think my next video might be a comic page.
Oh, okay. That'll be even more fun.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll see.
so...
Don't know yet.
There's a little breakdown on what I do, why I do it, and how long it takes me to do it. Everybody be safe out there. You've heard us rant both about comic art, the good ones and the bad ones. There's a lot of both out there. And of course, people just pick up, their favorite titles and everything, and that's cool.
That's fine.
But
You do you.
Yep. And then be safe out there with this coronavirus. Be smart with it. That's all I got. Be sure to visit our website, www.legendstudioslhvp.store. And keep your eyes open. We should have new stuff coming out soon.
Yeah.
So until our next video, feel free to contact us at any time on Facebook or on Instagram. And everybody be safe.
Stay hydrated.
Drink that water.
Yeah.
I drink the coffee because it has water.
That doesn't count.
It counts.
That doesn't count.
It counts.
Nope. Doesn't count.
I'm going to go drink more coffee. We're out.